we should go up here, actually. This is abundance, endurance, the well. So in the well, we want to drop off both the rope and the bucket, lower them down into the well, and get this clue. And that frees up my inventory a little bit. So now I can take... yes. I've seen some discussion on the internet that there's one completely unfair, arbitrary riddle in the game. I don't agree that there is. I think all the riddles are clued very well, but this is the most, like, obscure clue of them. We gotta push through some Space Invaders first, so... You know, I appreciate Space Invaders as a, like, essential part of the Atari canon, but I've never particularly loved the game. Do you guys have games like that? Like, what did we went down to the retro game store today. One of my Christmas gifts from Peanut was a trip to the retro game store, and then she handed me a bunch of cash and was like, buy whatever you want. There's the boomerang that we don't need, but we do need this picture. I bought a copy of Pilot Wings for the SNES. Terrible, terrible game, but it's kind of important in the grand scheme of things. Did we complete this Flappy Bird? We did. We'll take the sticks. We'll go over here. Slay some more dragons. But yeah, I have a copy of Pilot Wings now. I'm like, I'm never going to play this. I don't like the game at all. But in terms of like historical importance, it is like one of the first generation SNES games. Like one of the first based on Mode 7 games, which was the big graphical potential of the SNES. They had a graphics mode that could swirl graphics around. Here's a crown. So I own Pilot Wings. It's in the collection. Now, we're going to go back to the room, Dangerous Waters. And this is where I saw the discussion that this clue is unfair. But I don't think it's unfair. I just think the people I saw in that discussion didn't understand the riddle properly. Right now, as of recording, there's only one walkthrough of this game on the internet, provided on one of the achievement hunting websites, and the author of that walkthrough agreed that this riddle is unfair. So let's actually, first of all, let's read the I Ching interpretation for Dangerous Water. It's number 29. As you know, a world of raging waves is perilous, but keep moving forward through the water to earn your prize. Well, there's only one item. Well, there's two items in the game that reference water. There's the water staff, which would be a good guess. And then there's the water jug. I've got a pitcher of water, which I brought with me. And that is indeed part of the solution, is to put the pitcher of water down. The other thing you need to put down is the crown. That solves the room. And people were like, this is a bad clue. Like, you put the pitcher of water down, then you just try every item in the game until something works. But if you remember, the instruction manual does mention earn your prize. And the prize for winning Waterworld, if there had been a winner, which there wasn't, was going to be the jeweled crown. So I think the riddle is fine. The solution's right here. You just have to know something about how Waterworld was going to go. And all that information is inside Atari 50. So I think it's totally cromulent puzzle for the game. I solved it pretty much immediately. The harder part for me was I tried the water staff in the crown first, and it didn't work. Instead of the dragons. Instead of the pitcher of water. I guess the idea is you're using the pitcher of water to like bail water out of your canoe going down dangerous waters. But in the end, you earn your prize, which is the crown. So yeah, I think the riddle's fine. There are no riddles in this game that I think are bad. I think if you take the time to read the instruction manual and read the interpretations... Oh, I gotta mash to get back up. Oh, my Pegasus cannot fly in the downwell. I guess the draconic drafts are pulling us down, but we do need to collect all the coins. Alright, so there's a bowl that we picked up here. Do we need anything else from this corner? Yeah, there's one more item in this like quadrant of the maze. We go here to Enthusiasm and fight some more Space Invaders. Maybe there are combinations of items that make the other action sequences a little easier. I tried every single item in every single action sequence, so I'm pretty confident that there's no individual item that works. Oh, we just killed the cloud up there. If you only have the single shot, if you don't have the little alien man with you, you need to kill the cloud, otherwise you won't have enough time to clear the whole sequence. And we got part of a jawbone. Beautiful. That should be it for that bottom quadrant there. All right, moving up. We put down the crown and the jug in dangerous waters. That's this room here. If we go up here into sprouting, take a right into nourishment. I told you we'd be back. There's the other half of the jawbone. But I don't have space in my inventory. I can't pick it up. But, aha. If you put the chopsticks and the bowl of rice down, you get a clue. There's the very easily identifiable symbol for the field given to us, so we know that's going to be a useful room. And then we get the other jawbone. What else do I need to pick up from this quadrant? I think we're done in this quadrant. All the items have been picked up or moved. In fact... we're coming up on having most of the clues in place. So here's biting through, and if you recreate the jawbone in biting through, you get a clue. And again, all of these rooms have interpretations inside of the I Ching. If you just reference the instruction manual, you're going to be going back and forth between the game and the instruction manual a lot. What else do I need to place? Let's go down here and grab this candle. Do we have to fight for the candle? No, I think the candle's just on the floor. Head back over to humility here. Did we clear the Pegasus? We did. We'll pick up this ladder. Cross the field here, which kind of looks like a ladder in a way. Down into pushing upward. We can leave the ladder for a clue. We have to do some Flappy Bird now. I've been carrying this lock forever. I probably should have waited to pick up the lock, because it's kind of just been clogging the space up. And functionally, I only have 4 inventory spaces to work with because I like to carry the little alien man around. I guess the idea, like, he's supposed to be a space invader. Yeah, there's a shackle. We'll take that. And I think we just placed down the items we have. Are those the last 2 clues? They might be the last 2 clues. If we go back up to oppression, which I think is... you could get just from the room name. Like, what items do you put in the room oppression? Well, the lock and the shackle, right? There's the clue for oppression. And then we're going to take this candle down to clinging fire down in the bottom corner. I don't remember if we've solved the dragons in here or not. We have. Put the candle down. All right. Is that the last clue? Let me just take a second here. So we've put coins in affluence. We put a kite in innocence. No, there's one more item. Double checking. We need to go up here into gathering. Here's the dragons that I didn't finish off before. Got them right through the clouds. Nice. The rare thread the needle shot to slay the dragon underneath you. Yeah, I really hope that at least somebody puts some time into treating this game as a speed run, because I think it'd be a fun exercise, just kind of determining what's the fewest number of room transitions to get through the game. Ah, there's some pixels on the floors. We'll take these pixels all the way back up to the top. All the way back up to sprouting, which is in row number 2. I think the rooms are very carefully measured. Like, if you just hold on the diagonal, you will move diagonally through the rooms and always hit the screen transition without having to course correct. All right, so drop the seeds off in sprouting. We've done that. We've recreated... oh, we put the sticks in the bowl of nourishment. We put the jawbones down and biting through. We put down the compass. We put down the lock and shackle. We put down the cloak. We put down the crown and jug. We put down the shoes, the bucket and rope. Oh, no, there is one more. Ah, we gotta go back down to the bottom corner again. But yeah, look what I mean here. Like, I'm just holding diagonally, and my man is automatically running through the exits that I want him to go through. I think that had to have been carefully measured. Like, that almost certainly did not happen by accident. That's the kind of thing that game designers in 2022 would think about, that game designers in 1982 would have never given any consideration to. All the way down here in Joy, there are some more dragons to face. Oh, joy. It's Trogdor. By the way, the Atari 50 collection does contain Adventure, aka somebody get this friggin' duck away from me. It's here in all of its glory. I love it. I don't know what these dragons did to anybody. Collect those last 2 coins. Aha! Bad meat. Oh joy. Dragons and bad meat. We need to take this back up to the 3rd row here. Again, this is one I think you could just guess from the room name, but we're going to drop this off in decay. Which decay is right here. That's decay as in decaying bad meat, not like Donkey Kong is in this game. Oh, that's another Atari 2600 game they could have tried to recreate for an action sequence of AirWorld, because they're never going to get the license for Donkey Kong. All right, we dropped the ladder and pushing upward. We put the cauldron in the cauldron, which is some nonsensical recursion nonsense. We put the candle in clinging fire and the veil in marrying maiden. So we have all 16 clues in place. And if you look at the spreadsheet that I linked down the doobly-doo, you'll see that if you map out where those 16 rooms are, they form a path from the western part of the maze to the eastern part. And if you walk into the room at the start of that path, which is way over here, it's room number 33, called Retreat, which is, I guess we're retreating from the AirWorld now. You heard a noise. That noise lets us know we're on the right path. So we've completed phase 1 of the puzzle. Phase 0 was just kind of mapping everything out. Phase 1 was getting the 16 clues by placing the items down. And then phase 2 is determining this path. Well, I know the path. I have it all mapped out here. It's going to take us through 16 rooms. It's going to go through small steps. It's going to go through obstruction. Listen carefully for the little sound effect. Here's union. We're going to go down into the well. We're going to go through decay. Go through pushing upward. Here's the field. Nice identifiable room. Easy to see. Humility. Organized discipline. Dispersion. Nearing completion. The Wanderer. Progress. The Cauldron. Pressure. Now, stepping into pressure gives us another clue. We've walked the path that we got from our first clues, and the clues are actually necessary. You cannot walk the path without finding the 16 clues. It's not like Myst, where you can just load the game up and put in the end game solution right from power on. You do have to go through the motion of moving the items around, which is what I think would make this kind of an interesting speedrun exercise. What we have here, though, is an I Ching casting on screen that is for number 8, Union, and 4 numbers. The numbers are cycling. They're always the same. They are 11, 33, 37, 78. My first immediate thought was it's telling me room numbers. It has to be. But there's only 64 rooms. There's not a room 78. That's ridiculous. So we finished with phase 2. Now we're on to phase 3, the final phase of the puzzle. What do we do with these numbers? What do we do with this symbol? Well, my next thought was that they could be coordinates. Like, you can imagine the grid of rooms here as a coordinate plane. So like 1, 1 would be the top corner or the bottom corner, depending on where you're starting from. But if 1, 1 is like the top corner, row 1, column 1, that's room number 1. And then like room number 3, 3 would be 29. Room number 37 would be 64, and then room number 78 would be 49. Well, I tried some stuff out with that. I couldn't figure out anything to do. However, there's another very handy grid in the game that we get in the instruction manual here, and it's the item grid. This is in a 7x8 grid, which I think it is itself a clue, because you get the number 78, and I think when your eyeballs first hit this, you think you're looking at 64 items, one for each room, but no, there's fewer than that. There's only 7 rows of items. And if you look at the coordinates 1, 1, 3, 3, 3, 7, and 7, 8, did it jump out at you? Did you see it? You can see the 4 elemental staves. The air staff is 1, 1, earth staff is 3, 3, fire staff is 3, 7, water staff is in the bottom corner in 7, 8. Ah, okay, well, let's go find those staves. They're still laying around somewhere. First one is all the way back in DK. DK is a very useful room. There's a clue there. The fire staff is here. It's on the path you have to walk. So there's the fire staff. We passed the water staff. It's back this way. For some reason, when I'm just maneuvering around while not looking at the screen, like if I'm looking at my spreadsheet and just trying to trust the screen transition noise to let me know, I find it easier to navigate with the control stick rather than with the D-pad. I have no idea why. If I'm looking at the screen, I have to use the D-pad. My brain is wired in a particular way. There is no help for me. Here we have the earth staff. Remember, there's also an ice staff, but the ice staff's a red herring. You cannot actually do anything with the ice staff. And then up here is the air staff. And I guess the little alien man is coming home with us. And we take these 4 staves into the room that was indicated by that final clue, which is room number 8's Union. I don't think we actually get a clue in the book. Not a useful one anyway. It says a cohesive and committed team has the best chance of success. I choose to interpret this as the committed team of people who put together the Atari 50 collection has made an incredible game and put it out. This is the gold standard of video game collections as far as I'm concerned from now on. That's how I choose to interpret that clue. They didn't have to complete AirWorld and put it out for me. But here's Union, the final room of the game. And if we take the 4 staves and put them on the floor, we have at long last, after 40 years, finally claimed the Sword of Ultimate Sorcery at the end of Sword Quests. Nothing else to do on this screen until you reset the game. You just kind of run back and forth. Me and good old alien Fred there. So my thought, looking forward to the Atari 50, was that the Sword Quest games would be a fun puzzle-solving exercise. They're functionally puzzle games. I'll be able to correlate clues and figure them out and solve them. I was disappointed to learn that the first 2, at least, actually aren't. I think Waterworld will fall apart if you poke at it enough with informed trial and error, but you still have to do arbitrary things to get arbitrary clues. This game, though, I think is very fairly clued, but you can, as you've seen, it wasn't really in the vein of what we would consider like a modern adventure game. It actually plays out a little more like an old puzzle book would have, which I really appreciated. That does bring us to the end of Swordquest AirWorld, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Oklahoma. I'm not going to Oklahoma. I don't know why I said that. Shoutouts to April Polomsky for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video and you want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.